Good afternoon. I call the Committee of Student Life to order. I will ask Vice Chancellor Maybach to provide her report. Vice Chancellor.
Thank you, Trustee Arvanites. It's harvest time. Unique seeds were entrusted to us a while back, and we assured these treasured seeds would be planted in high-quality soil across 26 campuses. They were left in the care and husbandry of our faculty and staff on those campuses for cultivation. Since May 22nd, we have been experiencing the beauty of the blossoms from what has resulted. 21 commencements completed, 5 remain. I share with you a quote from Jim Carrey that says, "Flowers don't worry about how they're going to bloom. They just open up and turn toward the light, and that makes them beautiful." And so we've seen the beauty of those who have come through CUNY the CUNY Garden at this time. And I just want you to make sure that you stop, smell the flowers, and recognize the beauty that is before us. This semester, a lot has happened across the university and within our committee. I conclude my remarks with a video produced for us by Shannon Taggart that captures student affairs moments from spring 2025.
The ones.
Turn up the sound. Can you turn up the sound?
He's up.
Over the past 2 years has allowed me to make a tangible difference in my community and beyond. I've traveled to Albany to advocate for higher education.
That was my first time lobbying, and I think just being there with fellow students across the state and talking to our lawmakers face to face and demanding the new deal for CUNY, that led to an increase in the minimum cap award, which to me was really a powerful moment because I got to see how all the organizing that we do at Akron led to something tangible that could impact people's lives.
My name is Harold Capers, and I'm a 60-year-old late Charles J. Stone. My journey began while serving a 25-year prison sentence for committing an armed robbery, of which I am deeply remorseful. I accumulated 48 credits and made John J. Dean's List spring 2022 and fall 2023. On March 21st, 2024, I was released from prison. I am a full-time student and expected to graduate in spring 2026. College should be mandated in all prisons. It is the most effective form of rehabilitation.
This education has helped me immensely.
And I hope that it continues to run so it can help everyone else. I figure once you have a skill, there shouldn't be recidivism. I'm a single dad of a 7-year-old boy. He lives with me. When I came to the CUNY Pollard Academy, I was just lost, confused, especially coming from a family background that I just didn't see a need for any kind of education at all. They introduced me to a world that I just was like, whoa, I want to sit at this table. How can I get that? I'll never be able to really, fully express to you how grateful I am. They gave me community, they gave me family, they gave me togetherness.
Coming to the CUNY Fatherhood Academy completely changed me. It gave me the chance to build a better life for me, my son, my family. They didn't just give me the academic tools to get my GED and move on to college. They gave me the support that I needed to believe in myself and find a sense of purpose. They provided the kind of guidance I never had growing up. The support I received through fatherhood has changed everything in my life.
Thank you, Chairperson Arvanites. That concludes my report.
I will direct you to send the video around to the committee members and the board at large, please.
Thank you.
Let's turn to the items requiring a vote today. Item 1A is the approval of the minutes of the April 28, 2025 meeting. I move the approval of action item 1A. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second.
Thank you, Mona Clark. Any discussion? All in favor?
I abstain.
Any objections? One abstention. What's that vote then? What's the vote? The motion carries. Hold on just a second. Item 1B, LaGuardia Community College is a resolution to approve the undergraduate student fee increase at LaGuardia Community College. I'll call on Assistant Vice Chancellor Ian James to provide more information on this item.
Thank you, Trustee. As required by the Board of Trustees bylaws, Article 15, Section 16.12, LaGuardia Community College held an undergraduate student activity fee increase referendum from April 21st to April 25th, 2025, for a proposed student activity fee increase from $68.45 to $86.45 for full-time students and $27.45 to $34.45 for part-time students. The campus has not had a fee increase since 2012. Vice President for Student Affairs, Alexis McLean, along with the President of the Campus Student Government Association and other members of the SGA, are here to provide more information and answer any additional questions from members of the committee. McLean, where is your Student Government President? Yes, please come to the front.
So right
Yeah, you can sit down. Yeah.
Thank you.
You gotta switch your hands. I think that's Medgar.
Ella, would you,
Medgar.
I didn't see the front.
That's okay.
Sorry,
No, you're good.
my former home for a long time.
would you happen to know the percentage of the vote that passed?
Yes, I believe it was almost 7% of the student body voted in, almost 7% of the student body voted in the election, and 66% of the students who voted yes in favor of the referendum.
Are there any other questions? Okay. I move the approval of item 1B1. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right. Thank you. The press is-
Thank you.
Item 1B2, Medgar Evers College is a resolution to approve the undergraduate student activity fee increase at Medgar Evers College. I call on Assistant Vice Chancellor Ian James to provide more information on this item.
All right, Medgar Evers College held an undergraduate student activity fee increase referendum from April 23rd to May 2nd, 2025, for a proposed student activity fee increase from $71.45 to $91.45 for full-time students and $46 45 cents to $59.45 for part-time students. You're asking why the 45 cents, the USS fee is incorporated in the fee, so hence the 45. And $31.45 to $38 for summer session. I would like to acknowledge President Ramsey, Vice President Castro. However, I will call on Senior Vice President for Student Success and Enrollment, Jesse Kane, along with the President of the Student Government Association and other members. They have a large contingent there. So.
Please join us. Thank you for joining us. Same question, what percentage of the student body voted for the referendum and what percentage passed it?
Sure. We had 8% of the student body who voted, 58% voted yes, 42% voted no.
Does anyone have any other questions? Excellent. I move the approval of item 1B2. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Any objections? Any abstentions? I can't read today. What's going on? All right, that motion carries. Thank you very much.
Given that President Ramsey and others from Medgar Evers College are here, I just would like to say it was an honor and a pleasure to be at your graduation. It was. Medgar always turns out great students and great graduates, but I will tell you this, particularly listening to some of the stories, was fabulous. I just wanted to, again, congratulate you and the Medgar Evers community on a job well done. So it's a pleasure seeing you.
With no more policy calendar items, we'll move on to the information items. Information item 2, item A, report by the University Student Senate. I call on Chairperson of the USS, Daniel Redden, to give his report.
Thank you.
Hello, Trustee.
All right. Thank you, Chair Benitez, for giving me the floor. Welcome, everybody. Good to see everyone here today. Congratulations once again. This is the University Student Senate's report. There we go.
There we go.
Perfect. Let me know when I'm ready to go.
Is it on?
I believe so. Can you control it from up there?
Yep.
Okay, great.
Probably should have controlled it.
Can you go back to the first slide for me? There we go. So opening message this year, we didn't just represent students, mobilize them. We didn't just meet the moment, we created it, we shaped it. So I want to thank you, student leaders, number one, thank you. I want to thank the delegates of USS, the staff, the administration for your commitment. Thank you. Let's begin. So this is a refresher on our legislative agenda. BUILD is the acronym that we use. So each letter in the acronym corresponds to the ask legislatively from the CUNY budget request, right? So the B in BUILD stands for basic needs and student well-being. That corresponds to the CUNY Cares project, which is to support the CUNY Cares project to address $4 million to address the student needs like food insecurity, housing instability, and access to health, mental health services, so on and so forth. Right? So that's just a refresher. The core priorities of the University Student Senate is to advocate for our legislative agenda, is to build collaborative networks across the CUNY campuses, to promote civic responsibility among students, to represent all students, no matter how diverse your voice, your interests across all campuses, and ensuring that every student has the tools and platforms for leadership and innovation, as well as a voice and an opportunity, regardless of your background and circumstance. Lastly, we are the liaison between the student body, the CUNY administration, and the external stakeholders of CUNY. So this is our governance this year, our overview. We've passed 3 resolutions within our body, addressing key student concerns, such as the F-grade policy resolution. Student representatives are assigned to all Board of Trustee committees to ensure that students are involved in the institutional decision-making process. All 4 public hearings have been attended to and have been a participant in all 4 public board hearings as well. Students are on the Freedom of Expression Working Group, represented there, and also represented on the e-permit and transfer policy working groups as well. So students are involved in all processes within the CUNY system. So legislatively and policy-wise, we've successfully advocated for the Commuter Grant Pilot Program to be included on the gold sheet and green sheet for fiscal year 26. The gold sheet is for the budget request for the state. The green sheet is the budget request for the city. We've also drafted a petition for the Free MetroCard initiative that has garnered around 6,000 signatures and growing to this day. We've testified in both the state and city legislative committees, attended both legislative conferences, and led the annual March and March across the Brooklyn Bridge, which was awesome. Thank you everyone who was able to make it out. And lastly, we partnered with other coalitions to bring about the Higher Education Action Day in Albany, as well as the mayoral forum that we've held over at the PSC office. So we've made a lot of headway and momentum in the Free MetroCard initiative, and so much so that the chair of the Higher Education Council, Committee on Higher Education in the New York City Council, has included the Free MetroCard initiative in an op-ed in AM New York, so it's good. Next is the March and March, which I alluded to earlier. It's amazing. We started off, well, just for those who weren't able to attend USS, in conjunction with other CUNY coalitions, organized a march across the Brooklyn Bridge to advocate for free MetroCards as well as our Build agenda. And students all across CUNY, all of our supporters in New York City, came out in solidarity for our push for free transportation for public higher education and funding in general. As you can see, we've also were joined by SUNY, student trustee, as well to build that joint coalition between public higher institutions in the state and the city. And it was a spectacle, like I said, it was a symbol of what happens when we all move with one voice, with one mission, and one vision of a free MetroCards for CUNY students. I'm gonna keep repeating that. We also had representatives from the state present as well. We had Assemblymember Epstein there in support, and we also had Assemblymember Stephen Raga at our rally after our march on the steps of City Hall. CUNY Day on the Hill. This was fun. So CUNY Day on the Hill provided an opportunity for administrators and students to engage with our federal legislators. So we've hosted representatives also from the Congressional Hispanic Caucus Institute and Congressional Black Caucus Foundation to talk about some internships and fellowship opportunities for our USS delegates after they graduate from college. We brought 25 students in total. We've toured the Capitol building, and we also had a reception at the Library of Congress, pictured here. On May 15th, the University Student Senate testified at the New York City Council Committee on Higher Education, fiscal year 26 executive budget hearing. This was the last formal opportunity for students and CUNY administrators alike to have an opportunity and an audience with the Committee on Higher Education in the New York City Council. Pictured here is the Vice Chair for Legislative Affairs, starting from the left. We also have Akeem Pala. We have the USS Committee member, Davia Willis. We have the chair, Mr. Eric Dinowitz, who mentioned us earlier in the presentation. And we have myself there. And just a quick excerpt, a $500,000 appropriation could fund about 4,000 semester passes, each pass linked to a student ID, which lets CUNY track attendance, accumulation, GPA, and report outcomes to this committee. Excuse me. It's okay. Can you go back one slide for me? There we go. So, even if only a fraction of those students persist and graduate because of a free swipe, the city will recoup its investment many times over through higher earnings, added tax revenue, and a more stable neighborhood. This is an example of speaking their language, right? We're not just going there and asking for a handout, we're also explaining what's in it for them, right? Very tangibly, very concise and clearly. CUNY at commencement, it's that time of year, it's the end of the year, where we visually see the reason why we put so much hours in, why we work so hard, is to get our degree. And the USS has been present in some of you guys' moments. I know I couldn't be at the mega commencement sadly, but I will try my best next year. And these are some pictures of some of the schools that USS was present at. We have the Queensborough Community College commencement. Emmanuel Ford was the valedictorian, the blind student who overcame all the odds to be the valedictorian of the Queensborough commencement. Couldn't be more proud of him and be present in that moment, in his moment. Next is the CUNY School of Law commencement, which was fun. Next, you'll see pictured is me and the Vice Chair for Legislative Affairs, pictured earlier, Akeem Pollock, and I at the York College commencement. He is, Akeem Pollock, the president of the York Community College, so it was an honor to be at his school, show some solidarity, some brotherhood, and celebrate with him. And lastly is my school, home. And it was a pleasure to be at the Barclays Center speaking, representing the board at my local campus. So, some updates. The USS Scholarship. We are no longer, there we go.
Go back one?
Forward one, please. Scholarship is now closed. April 30th was the last day to send in your application. We've received 5,000 applications from CUNY students, so really, really excited. We have 2,000 awards to give out, 500 of each of the categories listed on the screen. And so our job over the summer is to work in tangent with the CUNY Administrative Office to vet all of the choices that we choose and to distribute those funds by August. So just want to give an update that that is underway and we are in the process of signing those NDAs and reviewing those applications. Next, so the graduate students, I feel like needed some love, especially in CUNY. A lot of attention was put on undergraduate students, obviously within reason, but we wanted to do something specifically for graduate students to let them know that we're here, we see you, and want you guys to be together as well. So the vice chair for graduate students is in charge of the graduate student social. That is happening on the 17th. It's going to be at the, next slide. It's CUNY School of Public Health, which is another school that I think needs some more attention. It's going to happen, like I said, on September 17th from 5:30 to 7 p.m. And the goal, like I said, is to create a space for graduate students to share, exchange ideas, foster relationships that can support all types of growth. So the USS retreat. This is where I found out about University Student Senate about a year ago. Well, less than a year ago. Wow. And I'm in charge of this year's USS retreat. Administrators, I would love to see you there. Please be on the lookout for some invites. This slide is mostly for you. So save the date, September 5th to 7th. Location is still to be determined. You free?
That came in the past. I'll try to make it this year.
Let's go. Good news. And more details to come from the University Student Senate Executive Director, the one and only Kinza Arshad. So I want to give a big thank you to all those. I mean, I couldn't fit everyone on the screen, as you can see, but thank you to the Executive Director of USS, Kinza Arshad, like I said, the Assistant Vice Chancellor, Ian James, thank you so much. Joseph Waji, our USS Liaison, delegates, alternates, Fernando Araujo, Project Coordinator, our Budget Director, and just everyone I didn't say, just thank you. Thank everyone at this room. Thank you so much.
You knew you weren't going to get to a hearing I chaired without hearing Staten Island. Maybe because I'm a Staten Islander, but I think you should ask the fast ferries to the free fares for CUNY students. That's just my 2 cents. The Staten Island ferry remains free for all, but the fast ferries are not. So.
Fast ferries.
So just an idea. Any questions or comments from anyone else?
Great job.
Thank you, Trustee
Well
Reddy.
done. Well done, Dan.
Good job. With no more information items on the agenda, I now move to that this meeting convene into executive session pursuant to Article 7, Section 105F of the Public Officers Law. I make a motion to move into executive session. Do I have a second?
Second.
Background